Good morning. My name is Ms. Hanson. I am the Assistant Head of School for Academic and Student Life, and we're so happy to have some familiar faces here, but also welcome some new faces. We've got a few folks who are going to speak to you this morning about their roles and what they do here, and welcome you, and we'll do all of that, and then we'll get you set for your tour. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Mrs. Katie, our Assistant Head for Advancement.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, so I am Mrs. Katie, for those of you who don't know me. I'm here to represent the admissions office, and I just want to tell you how excited we are to see you all. We've been working with many of you for months and weeks, some of you just weeks, and just couldn't be more excited to have you here. So I've worked with a few of you before you got here, and I've met and gotten to know a few of you over the last week, and then more of you last night. And I can't wait to get to know those of you I haven't met yet. So I will be around. The admissions office is around as well to help, so those are familiar faces for you, so please take advantage of them anytime you can. This is kind of the moment where it's a little bittersweet for us. We actually kind of turn you over to Ms. Hanson and her group in student life, and they have a great activities for you for today. You're going to get to know a lot about the campus. You're going to hear a lot of things. You have great student leaders out there, and they're wonderful. So take advantage of all of that you can. The last part is just that we are so excited. So, Jonah back there, I don't know. Some of those student leaders you have to be a little easy on. Right, Jonah? No comment? No comment? Gee, so quiet. Where's Riku? Where's Riku? I know he's really shy, but he's a great leader too, so you need to call him out too. So everybody just take advantage of these student leaders. They're wonderful. I call you all out. Taryn over here, there's some folks. So make sure you ask them questions. And anyway, with that, I'm going to turn it back to Ms. Hanson, and thank you all for being here.
So Mrs. Katie said really clearly that while admissions is this is the transition day, they're all really eager to help you settle in, so make sure you keep them top of mind if you need something as well. Now I'm going to introduce Mr. Lenzini. He's our Associate Head of School, and he's eager to welcome you too. Mr. Lenzini.
All right, good morning, everyone. It's great to have you. Welcome to St. Johnsbury Academy. Welcome back to our returning students who are here to help you get settled in. And as Ms. Katie said, there are some leaders from across a variety of areas of campus who have different experiences and can help guide you in getting acclimated as quickly as possible and connecting with people and with activities that excite you. So as Ms. Katie said, do indeed ask lots of questions today, and you student leaders who are returning to assist, thank you. We know that you're also very keen to welcome and get everyone acclimated and part of our campus and culture. So as Ms. Hanson said, I'm Mr. Lenzini, and I'm representing the headmaster's office today as the associate head. Dr. Howell you'll meet very soon. She's not here this morning, but you'll meet her as well. And I would just offer this. So can I see hands of those of you who are international, so you're not from the United States? Let me see those hands. Okay, that's a good number of you. Thank you. So for those of you who have traveled to get here more than 8 hours, raise your hand. Let's see where those hands are. That's most of you. More than 12 hours? Keep them up. 15? Okay, so some of you, and in fact, all of you international students, you're coming from quite a ways away, right? And we know that that home is further than just what you can attain in a weekend. So we want you to feel at home here. And the thing that I would point to again as you ask questions today, involvement is absolutely key. Is there anyone here who has not lived in a winter climate before? Let me see those hands. Anyone not lived in a winter climate? Okay, just one it looks like. But for the rest of you, you might find that while Vermont has had a fairly mild winter thus far, we do tend to have longish winters. So I encourage you to get to know what Vermont has to offer in terms of outdoor activities, and I'd encourage you to embrace the snow. That's going to be an important way to get out, stay active, feel some satisfaction of getting out there and conquering the elements, whether you might decide to learn or continue to ski or snowboard, whether it's sledding or snowshoeing, ice skating. Vermont has a lot to offer, and again, the folks in this room who are returners and who have been here through a winter, they can point you in the right direction. So I'll close with that, and again, I'll just say welcome. As you have questions, please don't hesitate. The adults in this room and on campus are very, very excited to help you get acclimated and feel as quickly as possible a part of this community. So have a great day today. Welcome.
I'm going to ask two people to join me at the podium next, and that is Mrs. Stark, who is our Boarding Guided Studies Coordinator, and Mrs. Brazeau, who is our Dean of International Students. So welcome, Mrs. Stark and Mrs. Brazeau.
Good morning. Thank you, Ms. Hanson. Good morning. Welcome to all of you. I am Ms. Brazeau. I do work with our international students and really all of our boarding students. I also teach English as a second language and French, so if anyone wants to take French. So I'm another person along with Mr. Ryan and Mr. Robillard in the folks in the resident life team who can help with anything at all that comes up, but one of the main things I help folks with is academic things. So if you need help choosing classes, maybe having a problem with the class, maybe if you realize you're not in the right place, or if you realize you need a little bit of help in a class, that's something I am here to help with. And I'm also really eager to be in touch with all of your families. I know we have a few families here today, so I hope we will stay in touch the whole time that your student is here. We are here anytime. We know it's a long ways from home for many of you, so please don't ever hesitate to reach out. And I just wanted to mention, I think we have folks from 8 different countries joining us, so what a wonderful, diverse group. We're so excited about that. And I'll turn it over to Mrs. Stark.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mrs. Stark. I work in the Boarding Guided Studies program, which is located in Fairbanks Cottage. We're kind of on the first floor if you walk through the side entrance and you kind of go to the left. And we really help students with academic support and social emotional support. And I work very closely with Ms. Brazeau, Ms. Hanson's office, and Mr. Ryan, Mr. Robillard, Ms. Gary, and all of the counselors here. So definitely please stop by. Some of you on your tours today, you might see that you have Boarding Guided Studies on your schedule as a class, so you'll know exactly where that room is located if you do. And definitely always feel free to stop by. We love seeing everybody. I love in the afternoons, I'm right across from the mail room, which is how I get to know a lot of you because people realize right away that I have the key to get packages. So definitely feel free to stop by anytime.
Next, I'd like to welcome Mrs. Gary, who's the director of our health center.
Being in front of people. Good morning. So I am Miss Gary. I'm the Director of Health Services, which is a fancy name for the nurse here at the Academy. So I have met lots of you, but I know on your tour they'll make sure and stop at Tinker House, which is our health center. We have a full-time staff here, nurse on duty from 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. And on the weekends, we're on call and on campus. So if you don't feel well in your dorm, you just need to tell your proctor and they will find us, okay? And make sure that we take care of you. If you have any medicines that you need to bring, that you brought with you, please bring them to our office so we can talk about those. And as well as the nurse, we also have 4 full-time mental health counselors in our office. So if you ever need anything, you want to talk with somebody, you want to have some conversation about figuring out some things, please stop in. We're happy to make an appointment and you can chat with someone. We also are the space, we have a lot of quiet space and some down space. So if you feel like you need to take a break, at some point you're always welcome to come over and use some of our space. I think that's it. So if you need anything, dentist appointment, eye appointment, doctor's appointment, things like that, please come to our office and see us. We're happy to help make those for you, okay? Thanks.
And our last speaker that you'll hear from this morning is Mr. Ryan, whom most of you are probably familiar with. So I'm going to welcome Mr. Ryan to the stage, and while he makes his way, I'll tell you that after he's done, I'll preview the rest of your day for you, and then we'll get you out on tour to enjoy the lovely Vermont weather. Mr. Ryan.
Thank you. Hi there. So many years ago, although I think I'm young, I showed up at St. Johnsbury Academy as a boarding student and attended orientation. And I can tell you, I was really nervous, and there was things that I was focused on as everybody was giving me information about this school. Some of these things included, I'm not sure I like my room. I don't know about my roommate. I'm trying to figure out if this proctor's really as weird as I think they are in my dorm. And these were all new experiences for me. And meanwhile, I looked at some other new students, laughing, having a good time. Everything seemed perfect. I looked at this other girl. She just kept crying. I want to go home. And one thing that I learned within a couple days is whether it was me, who was pretending as best I could that everything was okay, and those people who were laughing and having a good time, they were also a little bit nervous. And then, of course, the girl who was crying made it very clear she was a little nervous. So you know what? It is okay to be nervous. And right in this room, we have many student leaders, very confident people who know what's going on. But tomorrow, they're about to have new classes with new teachers. And guess what? They're a little nervous. And then we have all these adults in this room, like Mr. Lovett, who works in the green dorm and helps with dorm council, and he's a very confident guy, but he too is also a little bit nervous. So what we have today is a little bit of nervous energy, but part of the goal with orientation is to make us all feel a little bit more comfortable about what we're about to endure this semester. And that's something that we're going to do together. So please understand that. So I want to give you a couple keys to success really quickly here, especially to the new students and to the returning students. So returning students, think about all that went well last semester. Do that again, okay? Think of all that didn't do well, go so well last semester. And I'll say, avoid that, but also help other people avoid that. So for new students, you have the gift of returning students that are going to help you avoid some of the things that make your semester not go so well. So follow the lead of the leaders, follow the lead of every adult that's spoken here today, because they're going to help you. And again, I was a boarding student myself. The other thing that I ask you to do is, sometimes people take on the attitude that, you know what, if you ask questions, it kind of shows you the sign that you don't know anything. No, asking questions is a sign that you care. And I hope that every single one of you cares to be successful, wants to be successful. And today, you have plenty of opportunity to ask students questions. But if you ever have those questions that, I don't know, if I ask this, it might be a silly question, and I don't want to look silly. So any of the adults here, you can come and ask us those questions. So please take advantage of that. And for those student leaders, one of the things that makes you great is you answer the questions before people even ask them. Okay? And so Ms. Hansen's about to give you the instructions. So I'm telling every single one of you that is new here, you're going to have a great time. You're going to have a great semester. This is going to be a great experience with friends in your dorm, in the classroom. If you play sports, other opportunities for clubs, you're going to grow as a person. You're going to love it here. And that point from today till you get there may take a couple days, it may take a couple weeks. But just know that you got a lot of people here rooting for your success, helping you with your success, and just remember that. One other thing is if you are here and your family is not here, later today you're going to have a little bit of time where you're going back to your rooms and you're getting your rooms settled before you go to dinner. I want you all to text your parents and let them know how you're doing. All right, I'm going to turn this back over to Ms. Hanson, and I'll stay up over off to the side in case anybody has any questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. So one thing Mr. Ryan said that strikes me is that asking questions means that you care. But I would tell you that nervousness, so feeling a little bit unsure, is also a sign that you care. So things matter when you feel a certain way about them. I'm going to go over the schedule quickly with you, and then we'll get you out on tour. From between 10 and 11:30, you're going to be out on tour, and there's tours and information sessions going. You're going to have the chance to hear a little bit about dress code and ask some questions about that. You'll have the chance to hear about the alma mater and what that means. At 11:30, you've got lunch in the dining hall, and then you've got some tech distribution and training, so you'll get your computers this afternoon, and then you've got some testing as well as finalizing your schedules and a tour of the area, and then another opportunity to ask Mr. Ryan lots and lots of questions. So we'll keep you moving in the right direction. I've got tour information for our student tour guides, but I do want to point something out. So for all of our new students, we've got some welcome bags for you. And in those welcome bags, I'll let you go through them sort of on your own. But one thing that does matter is when you're out on tour today, you've got something in your bag called a topper token. So this is worth $10 at the school store that we want to help you get your first piece of gear with. So there's $10 t-shirts over there. There's certainly things that are more expensive than that, but if you want to either apply the $10 to put towards something or get a t-shirt for $10, these are in your bags. So when you're out on tour today, you'll see in the field house there's a place where you can spend these topper tokens. The rest of the things I'll let you discover on your own, but those topper tokens are in these bags for all of the new students. Questions about schedule or anything that I can answer for you? None yet. I would reiterate what you've heard from a few of the adults up here this morning, that one, we're really glad that you're here. It's always fun to welcome new people to our community. Two, you've got an incredible group of young people who are going to be out with you today, so ask lots of questions. They will give you their perspective, and that's incredibly helpful always to hear it from kids themselves. And make sure you bundle up. It's a little chilly out there. If you are a new student, please come grab a welcome bag. If you are a returning student who's going out on tour, come see me so that I can get you the sort of tour schedule, and you can go from there. Thank you.